everybody. A pleasant Monday morning / slight afternoon. We hope you had a very enjoyable weekend filled with sports. It might be considered the greatest sporting weekend ever, guys. Bread and Butter Podcast, episode 16, alongside me, Richard Nandal, Taylor Enns, Tim Strong. I'm Zach Ferber. Number 16. We're almost adults in podcast.
We can drive.
We can drive, baby.
I can drive sometimes.
You like that?
You like that?
We could drive, baby. We got a lot to dive into. This, like I said, might have been the most exciting weekend in sports, guys. World Series, college football, NFL. Hell, there was even some NASCAR in there.
It was a good hockey game, too. The Kings
Hockey?
won with less than a second left in overtime.
Oh, my God. What a shot.
There's a lot of NBA action. The Lakers still faltering.
They're not that good. No.
Yeah. Foothill League play, guys. Can't forget about that. Last week, Valencia still remains undefeated in league play with a 64-13 win over West Ranch. Connor Downs, 11 of 16, 251 yards, 2 touchdowns. Pretty typical. Mikael Wright, 2 carries, 86 yards, 1 touchdown.
2 carries, 86 yards. That's just crazy.
It's like video game stats with Valencia.
It's like playing the Bo Jackson game on like Super Nintendo where you just run side to side with Bo Jackson. Yeah.
2004 Madden with Michael Vick.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Javon Wilson, 8 carries, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. The Vikings had a total of 6 rushing touchdowns that game and 3 receiving touchdowns. Canyon, on the other hand, earned their first
I'm sorry, Richard.
Canyon beat Saugus 35-31 to win their first Foothill League conference win this
I also
season.
called it.
Yeah.
But you didn't call the score.
Basically, before that game, maybe still even after that game, Canyon's probably the weak link in the Foothill League. They just haven't looked like they used to.
Canyon?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't see the game, but they got the job done like I said they would. That'll probably be their only win of the season in the league, though. There's only, like, what, 1 more week, 2 weeks?
There's a few more weeks left. There is just a few more weeks left. And then Hart, on the other hand, they win again, this time over Golden Valley, who's been really struggling. The final score of that one, 34-27. Look ahead to this coming week, guys. Let's take a look here for Foothill League play. I think there's only a few weeks left, Taylor. And Canyon will be playing at Valencia. Valencia on the season is 8-1. West Ranch will be playing at Golden Valley. West Ranch is so far on a 3-game losing streak after opening the season 5-0. Golden Valley 4-5 on a 1-game losing streak. And Saugus and Hart. Hart is on a 3-game winning streak.
This is the last game.
It is?
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was a fun season. I'm more than likely going to see Valencia.
Plays Canyon, man.
More than likely.
Canyon.
More than likely going to see Valencia in the CIF playoffs.
Come on, Canyon.
Long ways in.
No, Canyon, do it.
Crazy. I thought they had another couple weeks left.
I thought so too, but this is how fast.
November's in 2 days.
Yeah, that's true.
This is just how fast the year goes.
The year, yeah. I remember New Year's Eve like it was
Yesterday,
a few days ago.
like it was yesterday's.
Yesterday.
COC Athletic now, the football team, guys. 6-2 on the year. Tim, you were at that game.
Yeah, they beat Cerritos 45-9. So yeah, another dominant win for the Cougars. Brito had another strong game as usual. 318 yards, 3 touchdowns. He also had a rushing touchdown. The Cougars had 4 rushing touchdowns on the day, so they're hitting their stride.
Yeah, and RB Marlowe, 4 receptions, 78 yards, 2 touchdowns. The defense had a big game. They had 8 tackles for losses, including 2 sacks by Dorian Gerald and Noel Iwachuku,
We just
or
call him
Juice.
Juice, yeah.
Juice, as they call him.
Yeah, they played a very complete game. It was the low-scoring first half, which surprised me a little bit. But, yeah, I guess they came out. I left at halftime, but I guess they came out in the second half and just
figured it out.
Yeah.
Those classic halftime adjustments coaches always talk about.
Also, the Lady Cougars volleyball team has now won 10 in a row.
Let's go.
They're the best.
Yeah, they're the best around.
They're going to do it, I think.
With a straight set win over West LA. Emily Burns ranks first in kills per set with 4.49 kills per set. She also ranks second with 341 kills, according to the Western State Conference website. The Lady Cougars will be playing Antelope Valley College at 6.
Wednesday.
On Wednesday?
Yeah.
Wednesday. Alrighty, guys. To the big news. This World Series.
Did women's
Yeah.
soccer play?
They don't play till later this week.
I'm sure they
We'll get to that on the Wednesday show.
See when they play. I can look it up real quick.
Before we get to that World Series, just so we can see when the women's soccer play, because they're also a good team. They've won 7 in a row. They'll be playing.
They don't play.
They play tomorrow.
Yeah, they play tomorrow.
They play tomorrow at Bakersfield. Game time at 7. Bringing that 7-game winning streak.
Yeah, they only
to the
have
road.
4 games left on the year as well.
All this fall sports nonsense is coming to an end.
Semester's going to end in like a month.
That's true.
I have a paper due in 2 weeks that I haven't even started yet. I don't even know what I'm going to write
Thursday. I
about.
haven't started yet.
Yeah.
Anyway, to the World Series. Guys, this has been an exciting World Series. You can't
It
say
has been an exciting World Series, especially if you're me and want the Astros to win. But even if you didn't want the Astros to win, it's been an exciting World Series. You can't deny
Yeah.
that. Like you
I mean,
said.
last night that's probably one of the greatest baseball
I
games.
thought
in
Game
the
2
history
was one of the
sport.
greatest baseball games.
Yeah, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Dodgers, in hindsight, and in my opinion, have already should have won this World Series. They've lost 2 games in which they've had the lead. Game 2 and last night. They jumped out to a 4-0 lead early. But this Astros team is
They're not bad either.
nothing to, squawk at, but they're unbelievable.
It was a good fight last night.
Absolutely.
Just, the classic 25-run baseball game.
Happens all the time.
Yeah.
And
World Series, that's a low-scoring World Series, actually. 25, I need to put up like 40, 50. God.
and the
We need more bases for runners to be on when we hit dingers.
Yeah, dude.
so much dingers.
Oh,
Nothing but the
Altuve scoring from
dingers.
sixth base.
He scored from in the hole.
Yeah.
But Alex Bregman, he got the job done last night versus Kenley Jansen, the reliever of the year in the National League, and Kenley Jansen's been looking pretty vulnerable out there.
Yeah, I was going to say, dude. It
You
was
can, just by his body language, he looks like he's scared.
exactly.
He looked
He didn't look
nervous.
confident at all. Even when he got through his first inning clean last night, he still didn't look confident. He was still having a lot of problems with his catcher, mixing up signals.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't like a lot of the pitches that they were picking. So
And, Kenley Jansen is one of those guys where he is just a dominating figure
And
on the
He
mound.
knows he is. During the season, he had that streak of I think it was 50 batters without a walk or something.
Yeah. It was it's unbelievable. And
He knows how good he is. I don't know.
well, I think he only had one walk up until last night in the postseason
Yeah.
as well.
And then I guess it's the pressure of the World Series that gets to people sometimes. I really don't know how he's feeling at that time, but the way he looked is not the way you
He
should
didn't
look.
have good stuff either. His fastball looked flat. He couldn't locate his breaking ball. I mean, it looked like every time he was throwing the cutter, it was going right over the middle of the plate, and they eventually started hitting it.
Yeah.
And that's
Mhm.
what happens.
yeah, and I give Alex Bregman a lot of credit. The young third
Mm-hmm.
baseman, second-year player, he's going to be a superstar.
In my opinion, he's the best two-hitter in baseball
Yeah.
right now.
I mean, I didn't realize this. He was a number 2 pick at one time.
From LSU.
Yeah.
Before we go to the Astros, though, not just Jansen has looked shaky. Most of the Dodgers bullpen
And
is not going to my expectations.
I mean, to be fair to Brandon Morrow, I know Joe Buck was talking about this last
Oh,
night.
so now we're going to talk to Joe Buck, huh?
Well, he did make one good point in the entire game. That Dave Roberts probably didn't want to use Brandon Morrow last night, but he had to because of the situation.
Dave Roberts lost this World Series when he took Rich Hill out in the fourth.
No,
inning.
yeah.
in the
I
game
agree
too.
with you.
That
Yeah.
was the dumbest
100%.
thing you could have done.
And-
I mean, he was losing command. Obviously, he'd thrown 60 pitches in the fourth inning, which is bad, but not anything.
I
out
think
of
Rich
control.
Hill still could have gone another inning.
One more inning would have saved that game. I think
Yeah,
he
I
wasn't
do
going to
too.
give up any more runs. I think. I feel like I would be confident throwing him out there in the fifth inning.
Well, now the weight of the world is on Rich Hill's shoulder as this World Series comes back to LA for 2 more games.
Well, potentially
Two more games. So, also, I want to point out the usage of Kenta Maeda. If it's one thing that Dave Roberts should have learned from the Cubs series and from Joe Madden, don't use Carl Edwards.
Yeah.
Point with Kenta Maeda.
No. When Kenta Maeda came in for Rich Hill, he was the best pitcher that night.
He pitched very well,
Other than Verlander.
but Kenta Maeda has been used quite often in this World Series. Quite often.
Yeah.
So
He's a long guy though. Like he used to be a starter.
isn't Ross Stripling on the World Series roster?
I think Stripling pitched last
Same thing
night.
with Singrani also.
Singrani, yeah, he can be a longman for you. You have potentially 3 longmen out the bullpen. You might have to go to Alex Wood if things get out of hand on.
Well, yeah, he's done
tomorrow.
right. Like he won't get another chance to start
I don't think
if
so.
if it goes to you're correct.
because
Yes.
then it's Darvish again, right?
It'll be Darvish for Game 7. Darvish and
If-
Are you gonna throw Darvish out there?
after he got lit up in Game 2? I don't know.
Might just throw Kershaw back out there, maybe.
They might just.
What's 3 days rest? The World
I was going to
Series.
say it'd be
Yeah.
3
Game
days rest.
7?
if they have the
He's
offense there.
available.
If we're theoretically speaking here, let's say the Dodgers win here in LA
Tomorrow. Yeah.
tomorrow and force a Game 7.
Kershaw won't start. He's
No.
available, though.
Keep Kershaw on the
Yeah.
if you want, keep Kershaw on the bullpen. Start Alex Wood.
You could do
I think
with
also
Kershaw
depending-
what Bruce Bochy did with Madison Bumgarner when they
Oh,
played the
yeah.
Royals.
He was a closer, wasn't he, or something?
He
Or like
closed
set
the
up.
game.
He
He
closed the game, yeah.
But skip Darvish. I'm sorry to you, Darvish. Put Alex Wood in. Alex Wood, 5 basic no-hit innings. He gave up 1 hit, and that was a home run.
I think there's also, depending on how game tomorrow goes, it's Rich Hill.
Rich Hill and
Never mind.
Verlander again.
I was gonna say, let's say it was Kershaw tomorrow, and Kershaw goes 8 innings or something. It's not even close. Which it will be close. It's the World Series. But let's say they get a decisive win and they have to use a few bullpen pitchers. I would consider throwing Maeda out there in the 7th over maybe Alex Wood. Definitely not you, Darvish. I'm sure they'll have confidence in Darvish throwing him back out there. Like every game's a fresh beginning. But
Yeah.
the way he looked last time, I would not be confident throwing him out there.
And like you mentioned
in all
before,
honesty.
Zach, that was his first bad start of the postseason.
Yeah.
He has been fairly consistent since he figured out the transition to LA, but yeah, I don't know. I think you have to at least get 6-7 innings out of Rich Hill tomorrow to have a chance because they burned through their bullpen last night.
Honestly, though, like Rich Hill's not an innings eater.
Yeah, I was saying
like
that's a
6
problem.
innings is a lot
It's
for
6
him.
innings, yeah.
Well, neither is Alex Wood. Alex Wood consistently in the regular season was going 5 1/3, barely 6, but he reached over 100 pitches.
Yeah.
So if Rich Hill can be on his game, Rich Hill can have a filthy curveball.
Yeah.
Not a Kershaw curveball, but a Rich Hill curveball, which gets the job done.
I just don't. The Rich Hill I know is 4 innings of baseball, but his hardest baseball, like the way Rich Hill is wired, is that he's going to give everything he has on every pitch, and you can't do that as a starting pitcher trying to go 6-7 innings.
Yeah, you don't want to overthrow
Yeah.
or potentially cost,
I do think
home
Dave
run or
Roberts
so.
has backed himself into a bit of a wall.
Dave
now
Roberts
because
has
he had, I
not
think
managed
Fields
this.
and McCarthy were his only 2 pitchers left available last night.
He did that in game 2 also.
Thank you for reminding me. You have McCarthy in the bullpen.
Yeah,
That's
well,
another
McCarthy's
longman.
pretty
well,
booty.
I don't
It's
know
a
if he-
longman though.
based on his game 2 performance, I don't know if they want to.
That was like
use
his
him.
first. That was his first appearance since
Like probably
like
frickin' June or
May,
something. Yeah.
April. Who the hell knows? But Richard, do we have any audio from post game interview or the Bregman
we
walk?
got-
Why do you ask? You know we do.
Well, I just
I
wanted
do
to
have
make
to
sure.
say though, I liked Bregman's interview last night after the game. I thought
Yeah.
that was a really good post game interview.
All right, I'm putting this one up.
This is not going to be finished Tuesday. It's going to be Game 7. And because it's all the fans in Los Angeles expect a lot from us, from the spring training. And this team, from the first day in spring training, he do a lot of workout, a lot of preparation, a lot of mentality teams. And this is the reason my team is in the World Series right now. And I want to say thank you to the fans, support my teammates Tuesday, and this is not going to be finishing Game 6.
So according to Yasiel Puig, there is going to be a Game 7.
Well, yes. You should hope to think that way if you play for the Dodgers.
And
It's like, yeah, they
Yasiel-
got it, man. We're just gonna not show up on Wednesday or Tuesday.
the Dodgers, there's no doubt about it. They're beat up. They're tired. One of your best players in Justin Turner is hurt. He took a nasty ground ball off the leg on Game 4, put him in the DH spot. And
Now there's no
Yasiel-
more DH, by the way.
and there's
Might
no
I
more
add.
DH. Yeah,
So he's gonna have to play the field tomorrow.
yeah. He's gonna
It's
man
be
up,
interesting
play the
to see
Play
how it
field.
first.
goes.
No, you can put him at third.
I mean, Bellinger will have to play in the outfield then.
So stay. What are you?
That's
gonna
not
do with
gonna
Bellinger
happen.
at that point.
That's not going to happen.
Okay, everyone hates Justin Turner at first. I mean, not everyone. You do specifically.
It's because I much appreciate Justin Turner at third.
Well, he's
No, I agree with you.
You don't have to move as much as in first base.
You don't know that.
Or David Ortiz played first base.
Yeah, but how many
Point
years
proof.
was he also a DH?
Yeah, well,
I mean, I
years
suppose you
after he should
could.
have stopped playing baseball.
You technically could put Bellinger in left and put Turner at first.
That is. I mean, on both of those
It's a
But
huge
you're losing
risk.
a lot of
positions, there's a lot of
defense.
defensive
Yeah.
liability.
Um,
And then you
Yeah.
would have to sit Kike.
Exactly.
Yasiel
I mean, I guess you
Puig,
play
though.
Kike at third.
You could play
That's
Kike.
weird.
Yeah, I mean Kike.
So, I mean, you can basically play any position in
You
it.
could put
It-
Kike like second and have Forsythe play third.
That's true. Yeah, that makes more
so
sense.
skip what I'm about to say on Yasiel Puig. If you want to put Justin Turner at first, this is what the diamond would look like. It'd be Turner at first. You'd have
Either Kike or Utley or whoever you want at second.
you could put Chris Taylor at second.
I
'cause
forgot
that's what he
Seager's
is.
back.
Chris Taylor is a second baseman by trade.
I do like Chris Taylor's in center field. He has a lot of
Yeah.
range.
Well, Jock's been hot.
yeah.
You could, and then you have Seager at short, and then Forsythe at third.
Can
And
Kike play third?
Kike can play anywhere.
He can play
Really?
anywhere.
He's a utility man. You put Bellinger in left,
Jock center, Puig right.
Kike in center.
You're taking Jock out.
Depends who's are okay. I'll
It's
put Jock.
Verlander.
Okay, then I'll keep Jock in, and then Yasiel in right. Yasiel right now is probably the best player on this team in the World Series right
Oh,
now.
definitely.
Yeah,
Right now for the World Series.
I like Chris Taylor a lot, but
I like Chris Taylor too, but Yasiel Puig has just stepped up his whole game. And
Dude.
if the Dodgers win today and force Game 7, Yasiel Puig is going to have a monster Game 7. I'm saying it right now. Yeah, if they win,
if they win today, they're going to win the World Series.
Yeah.
tomorrow, yeah,
No, I agree.
yeah,
Yeah, that's what I meant.
and just something's got to give. Dave Roberts has to play Dodger baseball that he's been playing the whole regular season.
Yeah,
And
he's mismanaged this World Series quite
I
a bit.
think he's
in my opinion.
overmanaged a little bit too much.
And
He's
It's
trying to
cost
be
him.
the wizard that everyone thinks he is. It's like just do what everyone knows what to do. Like
the Dodgers have the best coaching staff in all of baseball. You have Bob Guerin, Rick Honeycutt.
Okay.
Why do you say no?
They're good. They're not. I wouldn't say the best.
Who is then?
I don't know. I'd have to look at it. But
A lot of teams don't have managers anymore or lost parts.
Dusty Baker got fired. We can talk about that.
Yeah, Dusty
And Joe
Baker.
Girardi's leaving.
Baker and Girardi are fired. Washington Nationals don't have Mike Maddox, who was their pitching coach.
I was never been a big Dusty Baker fan. He'll get you to the playoffs, but he won't win anything in the
I mean,
playoffs.
before he got there, it was hard for the Nationals to get to the playoffs.
It's hard for the Nationals to win a series in the playoffs.
Yeah, well,
They lose in the first round every time. But anyway,
sorry. Dodgers.
Dodgers,
We're getting
Astros,
sidetracked here.
arguably one of the best World Series ever.
The reason why I think the Dodgers win if they win tonight is like it's do or die for the Astros right now. Verlander's your best pitcher.
Yep.
He's probably the best pitcher in the postseason that I've seen in a long time. Like in the past 10 years or something.
I put Bumgarner up there.
I would say Bumgarner too.
I don't want to hear Bumgarner. He's good. I agree. I just don't like the Giants.
Me neither.
Yeah.
Me neither.
But this is the reason you got Verlander. I don't believe they're gonna keep him after this year.
I think if they win, they will.
Really?
Yeah.
I think if they win, they definitely don't. If they lose, they might.
Why wouldn't they keep him though?
Well, he's
Because they're
going to
gonna
want
get
a
what
lot
they
of
wanted.
money.
Yeah,
Like we got the World Series, we got the dub.
but
whatever.
I think the Astros now they're a major contender in the AL.
Well,
Especially
obviously,
they're
they're-
obviously the best team in the AL West. So
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
they would be willing to spend the money to keep him.
If Verlander were to not come back to Houston,
they would have a lot of pitching problems. Keuchel looked really bad last night.
Yeah, Keuchel looked
Keuchel got hit early. But if Verlander were to not come back to Houston, you know where he's going? The Dodgers.
Don't. No, you say it.
I don't think so.
He'd go to the Yankees.
Maybe.
Yes.
It's going to be
Hey,
a big
Justin
money team.
Verlander,
It's
do
going to
you
be a
like-
big
it's
money
gonna
team
be a big money
regardless.
Do you like $300 million, Justin Verlander, and the big city?
Hey,
Hey.
Kate Upton's a model. Hey,
Yeah. Or
great
Boston,
pitcher.
to be honest.
Boston's trash.
As a Rays fan,
I don't think Boston's going to spend any more money after they
Boston
sign
is-
David Price to that disaster contract.
Now they don't have their manager. They don't have
That's
their
true.
manager
John Farrell
either.
left too.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's 3
Maybe
playoff
go to the
teams
Indians.
that lost their managers.
No. The Indians.
I'm down.
Okay. Whatever.
I like Verlander. Maybe we'll go to like. No, I want him to stay in Houston, but
We'll see. But that's all. That's what I'm going to leave it at for the World Series for now. We got to wait till tomorrow, till Game 6. But there's just a lot going on. There's a whole lot of stuff going on.
this is
here.
probably the best World Series I've ever watched.
in your 22 years of living.
Yeah, I really enjoyed. I think it was 6 or 7 games when David Freese hit the walk-off home run.
The Cardinals.
That was
Cardinals in
2011.
Texas.
I think
Yeah.
that one is really good. This one, that one didn't have as many runs and like as many home runs and high-scoring offenses and stuff. But that one was one of my favorite World Series ever. And I hate the Cardinals, and they won it.
This World Series is no doubt about one of the best. Could be ever. I mean,
If it goes to the Game 7, for
it-
sure, in my mind.
Yeah.
it outshined. All I'm going to say is it outshined in the TV ratings last night against on Sunday Night Football. It had like 12.8 million
Well,
views.
what was the Sunday Night Football game? The Lions and the Steelers.
Yeah.
Who cares?
Speaking of football,
What was your favorite World Series? Or like, what in your opinion before this one? What was the best World Series you watched?
Texas and the Cardinals. Yeah.
My favorite was always 2002, but I'm
Of
biased,
course.
so-
Yeah, we
Yeah.
know.
But it was still a good
It was
series.
My
good
favorite
World Series.
season was 2008.
We know.
Stupid Pat Burrell.
Idiots. Anyway, to the college football realm, Ohio State
You don't
scored.
want to do the spread first?
No, not yet.
Okay,
No.
fine.
I'm
That's fine.
saving him.
No.
I'm saving my.
Zach knows the flow.
I'm saving my trusty weapon for the 9th inning.
All right, Dave Roberts.
Ohio State scored 19 to come back in the 4th. 39-38 win over Penn State. So Ohio State now in the top 5. I said if they win, they could be real contenders for the
They're
national
number
championship.
3 currently.
JT Barrett 33-39, 328 yards, 4 touchdowns. He also had 95 yards rushing.
Yeah, that was a defensive win for Ohio State, though.
Yeah,
The
it was a
defense-
very interesting game because it was high. It was high scoring, but it was kind of boring in my opinion up until the
It
fourth
was
quarter.
really boring.
And then all of a sudden, Ohio State came back, and when they made it, I think it was 35-27. I figured that they had taken momentum.
Like,
They
it
were
was
gonna
over.
win. It
Yeah.
was over at that point.
As Charger fans, we know when a game is over.
Exactly.
The Ohio State Buckeyes outscored Penn State in the second half by 21-10.
Yep. Classic Chargers.
Is Nick
Yeah, I'm glad
Bosa
it-
related to Joey
Yeah,
Bosa?
yeah.
Okay.
They were the same number and everything.
Yeah.
They
He had
look
one.
the
He had a
same.
tackle.
Yeah.
Good job.
He God, I don't. Their defense was good.
They were good.
Penn State scored a lot. Their uniforms
lot of
were
that was
awful.
special
I
teams,
hated those
too.
Ohio State uniforms.
I like their helmets. I didn't like the uniforms.
There was like some weird design on the side with all the stickers. It was like camo, but it was like sharp.
Oh, I'm
I
looking at
didn't
it
like
right
it.
now.
The gray uniforms or whatever, but the helmets actually did
Oh.
bother me.
I'm looking at it right now. Yeah, it's like an inverted color to
Yeah,
what
the
they
red
usually
stickers
have.
were cool.
I like those uniforms. Those are kind of cool. Scarlet, like a scarlet gray. I think those are pretty nice. Anyway, Trace McSorley, 17-29, 192 yards, 2 touchdowns. Saquon Barkley had, 20 carries of 40 yards. He also had a 97-yard return.
The commentators would not stop talking about Ohio State's kickoff coverage and how bad they were. And I was like, give them a break. And then in the second half, they figured it out.
Yeah,
and
they
like
did.
they would kick the ball off, and here comes the worst unit for Ohio State on the field right now. And they'd go make a tackle on the 25-yard line. It's like, shut up! Like they're doing fine. They gave up a kickoff return and another long return after that because they wouldn't kick it to Barkley, so they like pooched it to the up man who was a linebacker, and their kickoff coverage was bad on 2 plays, the return and this play where they all converged on the linebacker returner man. And then he just bounced it outside. 2 plays. The worst unit at Ohio State. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Oh, it was so funny when they would cut to Urban Meyer on the sidelines
he
after
was
the special
mad.
teams.
Yeah.
He'd just
And other upset news, Iowa State with a this game was pretty defensive. I mean, not a lot of things happened in this game. Iowa State defeats TCU 14-7.
And it was 14-7 for 3 quarters, probably.
It was.
It was
Yeah.
for a while.
And Kyle Kemp, quarterback of Iowa State, 21-35, 202 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a pick. Alan Lazard, 6 receptions, 106 yards for Iowa State. Kenny Hill for TCU, 12-25, 135 yards, 2 picks. Darius Anderson led the way in rushing with 95 yards.
Kenny Hill, I didn't watch the game. Those numbers are bad, Kenny Hill. And I'm a Kenny Hill fan. Less than 50% completion percentage.
His
2
QBR
picks.
was 7.4.
Yeah, that was not good. I wish I would have seen that game, kind of. We said it looked boring, but defensive games are fun for me.
Yeah,
I played
agree with that.
defense.
You did play defense.
I did. I also played offense, but I enjoyed defense more.
And Kenny Hill, he fumbled the ball twice. He
Yeah.
recovered it once.
I think that's how they scored one.
Yeah.
Oops.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
not.
I think so.
I don't remember. That could be a different game. It's all blending together this weekend.
It all makes sense.
What other game? Oh,
Arizona and Washington State. That was another upset, I guess, unless you had Arizona. Arizona victorious 58-37. Khalil Tate 10 of 17, 275 yards, 2 touchdowns, a pick. He also had 146 yards on the ground and added another touchdown.
I think I saw somewhere it was the 4th game in a row Khalil Tate had a rushing touchdown of over 75 yards, which is the most by a quarterback ever in college football, I think.
He's a beast.
He's doing pretty well for himself.
He didn't even lead the way in rushing. J.J. Taylor did with 152 yards and two touchdowns. I was about to say 2 picks. That didn't make sense. But Arizona is now in the top 25.
They are.
They're
They killed
23,
Washington State.
I believe.
20,
I want to say 23.
probably. 23, correct.
Yep.
6-2.
And then, lastly, the last college football game we're going to get to, a little recap. SC just routing Arizona State, led by Sam Darnold, 48-17. Darnold, 3 touchdowns on the day, 266 yards throwing. And then Rojo, Ronald Jones II, 216 yards with 2 touchdowns. What do you make of this game, Tim?
I mean, it's tough to say at this point for USC because it's like Clay Helton acts like they have something to play for still. They really don't. They'll get a bowl game, of course, but I mean, when you're supposed to be a playoff team at the end of the year, now you're like, oh well, we still have a bowl game to play for. That's kind of disappointing. But
They won't even get the Rose Bowl, huh?
it would have helped a lot if they could have won last week because they still would be in the top 10 right now and still be fighting for that playoff
Yeah,
spot.
they'd be basically where Notre Dame is right now.
Yeah.
I
I think their issues though are more coaching because
You think
it's
so?
like you
think
can
Sam
tell.
Darnold's a big issue.
But I think
in
it's
previous
because
weeks.
the offense that they're trying to make him run is just
I
not
don't know.
effective anymore. And I mean, it's like you can tell he's not happy with the
In
team
the
right
in the
now.
USC games I've watched, it's been a tale of 2 halves for Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
And
No, I agree with that.
in one of the halves they look amazing, and like, this is the USC we expected this season. And then in the other half, it's oh god, Sam Darnold's doing it again. But I didn't watch this game, but this seems like the USC we expected to show up at the beginning of the season.
Just
I thought SC was
8
going to lose
weeks
this
too
game
late.
because ASU's been killing it in the Pac-12 recently.
yeah.
And
I think we all said it was going to be pretty close.
I thought they were going to lose. Yeah, you said it was going to be close and they would win, but it wasn't close. So, yeah, Rojo killing it on the ground.
I don't know. It's just hard to get excited now after how the season's gone.
Yeah. I was excited for Penn State, and now that's over.
Yeah.
And now Georgia and Alabama are number 1, and I'm just got this bad taste in my mouth.
Because you
I mean,
hate
number
the
one,
SEC.
I mean, the SEC. Say what you want about the SEC and how they get favored in the polls and they're the best division in college football. Every game in the SEC is always competitive. It could be Vanderbilt, Kentucky, and it's going to be a great game. Probably not, but you know what I'm saying.
But I think you'd
Every
say the same
game-
thing about the Pac-12.
Yeah.
It's just more high scoring.
Oregon State, Colorado doesn't rustle my jimmies, but
Okay. But that's like Vanderbilt and Kentucky.
yeah.
So it's a wash.
Definitely.
Dude, the ACC is also super competitive.
Yeah.
Who you got? Clemson?
Well, number one's
Miami?
Clemson, Miami, NC State,
Virginia Tech?
and Virginia Tech.
I'm looking at the coaches. Well, I'm an idiot.
Yeah, still. And then Big Ten, you got Ohio State, Wisconsin, Penn State, and Michigan State.
I was about to say Iowa State, but that's not right.
No, they're Big 12.
12.
Big
But-
12, you got a bunch. You got TCU, Oklahoma State, Oklahoma,
Oh, we got
Iowa
Oklahoma
State,
State, Oklahoma this weekend.
TCU.
too.
The Red River Rivalry.
That'll
Is
be
that what
it.
it is? Yeah.
No, I think that's Texas,
Oh,
Oklahoma.
jeez. I'm an idiot. What is this one? Oklahoma and Oklahoma State rivalry?
The Bedlam.
Bedlam. There we go.
Red
That
River
is
is
going to be
Texas.
one high-scoring
I
football game,
remember
though,
that
I can tell you that.
because, you guys remember the NCAA football video
Yeah.
games? Yeah, they had the name of the
The rivalries, yep.
Yeah, like those games. My favorite one was the SC Notre Dame one, the Shillelagh.
Battle for the Shillelagh.
The Shillelagh.
There's a bunch of them. There was like a whole bunch of no-name ones you didn't notice,
Yeah.
like Kent State Toledo or something.
Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna look up just really quick, just rivalry names of college football rivalry games, really quick. But before I do that, Richard, it's time for the spread, young fella.
Spread it.
Get your
There you
knives
go.
out.
You need this? You need this laptop?
No, I got it.
Okay.
It's pulled up. All right, we're going to start off with Tanner's bougie fact.
Not even Tanner.
Today was the first day LeBron James, Carmelo Anthony, and Dwayne Wade played in 2003.
And maybe Chris Bosh. I don't remember.
Yeah,
They were all in the same draft
yeah,
class,
they
though.
yeah, that sounds about right. Actually.
But I don't know if Chris that's hard to say.
The Bostridge.
Yeah. There you go. I don't know if he played today.
All right. Well, let's just move on. That's pretty much it.
LeBron James.
LeBron.
Everyone knows who he
James.
is.
LeBron James.
So happy birthday in 1960, Diego Maradona, the Argentinian footballer, coach, and manager, was born.
The original Messi.
Oh,
He had the
okay.
if you're a soccer fan like I am, in the World Cup, don't remember the year exactly, but the hand of God incident where he tapped the ball in with his hand and claimed that didn't happen and Argentina won.
What?
Yeah.
He also
sounds
has one of the greatest memes of all time,
Pretty
Mimes.
intense.
Yes.
Whatever they're called.
Mimi's.
Mimi's. My dad says.
Memes.
You guys want to go to Mimi's Cafe?
My dad
afterwards?
argues with me and says they should be pronounced Mimi's because
Does your dad
It's the
argue
word-
about GIF and GIF
no,
too?
he doesn't even know what a GIF is. Because if you take the letters M-E by themselves,
Yeah.
it's me.
Yes.
And you put it together, it's Mimi.
But the second
And then I say,
E-
by that logic, same should be Sami. And he's just, yeah. And then he just goes, "No, that's stupid." And I go, "Okay, I've won the argument."
1973, Edge, Canadian wrestler and actor, born.
If you're a real WWE fan like all of us here, you know that the Edge was one of the premier wrestlers of the day back on
Yeah.
Raw.
No way, dude.
Number
It's
one WWE fan right here.
Obviously missing out.
The
on
Rock
this.
was in that, right?
Yeah.
I don't think The Rock was around when Edge by the time Edge
But he was in
came on.
WWE. I knew
Well, yeah.
that. Same with John Cena.
John Cena. I love how you looked at me like he's in that sport, right?
Right?
I honestly don't know.
Hulk Hogan, The Undertaker.
Hell yes, brother.
Oh yeah. 1996, Devin Booker, American basketball. Damn, that guy's younger than me.
96. Yeah, I'm old.
He's barely older than me.
and he's balling out, literally.
For real.
The
flex.
I'm like, we'll get to this later, but I'm 3 months older. No, I'm 3 months younger than Joey Bosa of the Chargers.
Huh.
I do not look like that man. If you looked at him, looked at me, you would think there's at least like a 5-year age difference.
What's Saquon Barkley? He's like exactly a year younger than I am.
Oh my god, we're getting to that point in our lives.
It's terrible.
Taylor Swift is my age.
Really?
Yeah.
She's that young?
Yeah.
No, I
What are
don't
you,
think so.
23, Richard?
23. I'm pretty sure she's 23.
She is not.
No,
23.
she's
No
like
way.
28.
She's
I'm
like
pretty sure.
26.
No,
No
she's
way.
not. Don't say 28.
That's
She's 26.
Let's look
for
it up.
sure.
She's 20.
27.
Oh.
oh,
never
dude,
You're not
for
27,
sure.
Richard.
Hey, never
Yeah.
mind, Tim. I'm sorry.
I look 27.
She
Just
turns
another
28
false-
in December. So
I
that's
don't know
close.
about you, but I'm feeling 28.
Hell yes.
All right, enough. None of these ages. All right, in 1945, Jackie Robinson of the Kansas City Monarchs signs a contract for the Brooklyn Dodgers to break the baseball color line.
Is that today?
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, today.
Why is Jackie Robinson Day April 15th then?
I think that was the first day he actually
He
played for the
played, yeah.
Dodgers.
Oh, this is off season, huh?
Yeah.
They probably were not in the World Series then. Yeah.
The season probably was over.
Yeah, also that.
Because 1945, I'm sure there was not 162 games.
No.
What's the last thing?
Last thing, 1974, the Rumble in the Jungle boxing match between Muhammad Ali and George Foreman takes place.
Damn.
Kinshasa, Zaire.
Where is
Zaire?
that? Where is that?
My
I was
guess
gonna
is
I was gonna guess, but then I would
Wait, I need
probably
to.
seem dumb. I'll just wait for you.
Okay,
to
I don't
do
I don't
research.
I don't have any guess.
It is a.
It seems
It's in
like-
Congo.
Yeah, if it's called the Rumble in the Jungle, it seems like an African thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess jungles are South America too. Come on, Tim, don't laugh at that. Where are jungles?
Couldn't help it.
Fucking
The
Tim.
population
God
is
damn it.
46.5 million in
Whoa.
Zaire. The Republic of Zaire was the.
We're so misinformed here in America.
Zaire. Yeah.
What the hell?
Who won?
Ali.
I was just informing the people. It
Muhammad
didn't
Ali.
say in the stat in
It
the
didn't.
spread.
Well, Muhammad Ali won.
Yeah.
He did.
He won that match. I found some interesting names for college football rivalry games. There's a lot here. Akron, you were talking Akron and Kent State. That's the wagon wheel.
Kent State Toledo was the battle for like the border or something.
Wait.
Because Toledo, when we like were purchasing territory and stuff, Toledo
about-
was supposed to be in Michigan, but it ended up being in Ohio. It's like on the border, and like the border moved a few parallels.
Huh. What about USC or UCLA?
UCLA, it's called the Battle for the Victory Bell.
Oh.
There's a lot of battle for the victory bells. Just
Yeah,
want to
there's
let
like
you know.
4 or 5.
Oh, okay.
Where's another the Governor's Cup? There's a lot. There's like 7 Governor's Cup, all within Kansas and like Nebraska, Kentucky.
Isn't the Red River rivalry? Man, that's hard to say. It's played at the Cotton Bowl, but
Yeah.
it's not the Cotton Bowl because the Cotton Bowl's a bowl game now.
Mm-hmm.
It used to be called the Cotton Bowl.
Like,
Like-
good question. What is the name of that stadium?
I like this one. Michigan versus Minnesota. The little brown jug.
Oh yeah, because
Whoa.
that's what they get if you win.
Little brown jug.
Nice. Okay.
Minnesota, Nebraska. The $5 bits of broken chair trophy.
That's what it's called.
Minnesota, Wisconsin. Paul Bunyan's axe.
Man, too bad Minnesota's football team sucks.
Notre Dame, Purdue. Look at this. Notre Dame, Purdue.
Yeah.
Shillelagh Trophy.
Wait,
But USC and Notre Dame is the
we're
Jeweled
so
Shillelagh.
dumb. It's the Jeweled Shillelagh.
Oh man.
Purdue and Notre Dame is the Shillelagh Trophy.
So,
I've been
since Purdue's not as up there as SC, you just get a Shillelagh. But when you're playing Notre Dame and SC, you get the Jeweled Shillelagh.
Nice.
It's like the Holy Grail.
That's pretty
the
cool.
reason why not Penn State, Purdue and Notre Dame have a rivalry is because they're both in Indiana.
And then here's the Red River Showdown. Red River Shootout Trophy is awarded after that one. Let's see. What's another one here? That's it. The Apple Cup. Washington and Washington State.
Is
I think
this
that game's
like
still
a
coming up later this year too?
Victory Bell, USC, UCLA.
is this a trend that only follows in college football?
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Like you mean the NFL? Yeah, they don't do that.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously there's rivalries, but nothing.
Yeah,
Red State.
apparently this weekend the best rivalry in the NFL happened with the Cowboys and the
That
Redskins.
commercial was such a joke, dude.
Fox Sports was like the best rivalry in NFL history. And it's like
Are you sure
I think
about
there's
that?
It's not even the
better
best
rivalries.
rivalry in that division.
Are you sure about that?
Are you guys watching? No? Anyway.
And then before we get to the NFL, we're gonna introduce a new segment here called Hell Yes, Brother.
Hell yes.
And we
brother.
just came off this off the top of the dome.
Well, it's because it's like an inside joke. We just for one day we started talking like Hulk Hogan and saying brother after everything. And so now
No,
we're
it's
making it a
because
segment.
he's our favorite wrestler.
He is.
He's our Lord and Savior.
Hell yes, brother.
Hell yes.
Exactly.
brother.
So we all give a hell yes, brother, to the fact that it's 65 degrees here in Southern California.
Oh, man. It's so nice.
In
I woke up, it was
Valencia.
raining, but,
Yeah.
like, my window
Yeah.
was down.
Mhm.
Like I wasn't even.
Last weekend it was 102,
Cold,
which is why
We're really pumped because
hell yes, brother.
hell yes, brother.
So that's we're gonna start that. Our first hell yes, brother, is to the cold weather. so it's
It's
finally
that
not
season.
hot.
We get to layer up. You know?
I'm wearing a sweatshirt right now.
nice.
As the millennials and the youngins would say, it's sweater weather.
Ooh.
Makes me want to like.
I am a millennial too.
Listen to that song.
Sweater weather.
That song was overplayed at the time.
Yeah, it's not a bad song.
Leaves a
it's
bad
just
taste in my
overplayed.
mouth.
Yeah, it's kind of like any
There was
Sublime
another
song
Hell
on
Yes
the
Brother I
radio.
had, but I forgot what it was.
Aw.
If you think of it,
Oh,
just-
Joey Bosa.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
19 sacks in his first 20 games.
Hell yes, brother.
Hell yes, brother.
If there's any hell yes, brother, you want to add,
Yeah.
feel free. Let us
free to
know.
tweet us.
Let us know it on Twitter and Facebook too. Yeah, just let us just comment on anything. Just give us a hell yes, brother.
You can message us personally on
Yeah,
Facebook.
please just tell us anything you think is cool.
Anything that's worth mentioning and deserves
What are you
a
excited
hell yes,
about?
brother. Yeah.
So get excited this Monday morning.
Yeah.
On to the
It's
NFL.
Halloween tomorrow.
Oh yeah, hell yes,
yes,
brother.
brother.
Dude,
I'm about to
About
eat.
that
I'm about to
candy.
eat all the candy before the kids get to my door.
real quick
Guys,
before
I'm
we
out.
get off this, favorite candy? Go.
Twix.
Twix.
Kit Kat.
Kit Kat.
Ooh, Kit Kat's good.
That's a good one.
Reese's.
Oh, that's
Reese's.
also a good
I'm
one.
That's a good
I
one,
like
dude.
Reese's Pieces more than Reese's.
I was gonna say Twix. Dude.
You ever heard someone say they like Almond Joy?
No.
No.
Yo,
I give all my
friend's
almond joy
dad,
to someone.
but he's like old, so I think that's like an older person.
Actually,
It
you know,
really
you know
is.
what's kind of slept on? Mounds.
Mounds is
It's
better
a-
than
that's
Almond
like-
Joy.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
just
the
it's just
same
chocolate.
thing,
It's
dude.
just chocolate and coconut.
It's
It's good.
I don't like almonds, man.
I like coconut, but I don't like that coconut candy.
I
Oh,
like it.
because it's like a lot of coconut.
It's
Yeah.
too much.
and it's
for
like
me.
It's like real chewy. Three
Yeah.
Musketeers is also underrated.
Milky Way. Yeah, there you
Oh,
go.
dude, Milky Way.
Dude, what's the one?
Snickers.
I think it's $100,000.
those are they're
Where it's like
always
crunchy
the
on the
small
outside
one.
and
Yeah.
nougat on the inside.
That
They're
one,
so
they're like
good.
Mr. Good Bars.
Oh,
Man,
Crackle.
I
Hey, what
haven't-
about Crackle?
Oh, dude,
That's a
yeah,
good one.
you
It's like a
can-
rice candy.
I haven't been
Yeah.
trick or treating since I was in like 7th grade
Right.
because when I played football, Halloween would always be on a weekday, so I'd have practice, and I never got to go.
I just wish it wasn't frowned upon for adults to trick or treat. You know, it's like not getting into drugs. You know, I just want some candy.
Well, no, I mean maybe not adults. You're a bit too old for that, but like maybe
You're
16 to
23 years
17 year
old.
olds.
Yeah, exactly.
There was like a Facebook post I saw that was like, "Don't scold kids who aren't dressed up
Or older.
and make sure
Yeah.
not give them candy. They're they're just too shy to dress up. Like, yeah, that's why I'm not giving you candy. Like, you
Step
get
out the
candy because
zone.
you've dressed up, and you're triggered. Like, I mean, I give candy to everyone, but
Yeah,
I don't disagree with the fact that people don't give people who
you
dress
know,
up candy.
Put some paint on your face or something.
Yeah, like, dude, every time I had like a lazy Halloween costume, I'd get like a white T-shirt, cut some holes in it, and wear a red T-shirt underneath. And I was like, yeah, I'm bleeding.
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Hell yes, brother.
Oh,
brother.
Rude awakening. Tanner Nava
Kinda
in the
scared
building.
me, to be
Yeah, I
honest.
heard you. I was listening to you guys.
You were.
Yeah.
Nice.
Hell yes, brother.
Okay, I think we're done with it. Yeah. What are you excited about?
Quick before we get to NFL.
Nah, it hasn't really been a good day for me yesterday, so.
Hell,
Oh, hell no, brother.
Hell no, brother.
He said it hasn't been a good day for you since yesterday.
Well, I'm a Rays fan now, so. Hell
Go
yeah,
Rays.
brother.
You smell
Who's your
great.
favorite
Hell
Ray?
yes, brother.
Mine's Kevin
Logan
Kiermaier.
Forsythe.
Oh yeah, Logan Forsythe.
Alrighty.
Alrighty.
Let's just recap some of these NFL games rather quickly.
The Chargers lost.
The Chargers played up to their opponents. New England played down, but the Chargers could not get it done. Final
Two
score
touchdowns
yeah.
called back because of penalties.
Melvin Gordon had a nice run though, despite having turf toe.
Yeah. Well,
What turf toe?
Oh man, you could tell when he was going down the sidelines on that.
He looked
run,
like he was in pain.
struggling.
Dude, turf toe is no joke.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
not.
Like everyone's like, just play through it. No, turf toe hurts.
What is that?
Well, you see,
I don't know how to explain it.
it's when the turf in your toe.
That is.
grows turf on it.
It's like your toe is a.
Oh,
It's when the turf and the toe have a baby.
Ooh.
The simplest definition of turf toe is that it is a sprain of the main joint in the big toe.
Ouch.
Yeah, I don't like the sound of any
It's
of that.
it's like when you move your foot. It's like it's usually always on your big toe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like when you step, your toe like goes this way.
Ugh. That's not okay.
The Rams had a bye week, so they will be back in action obviously next.
Who do they play?
They play the Giants
Ooh, win.
at New Jersey
Who cares?
All right.
because it's not New York. It's not New York. The Raiders got destroyed by Buffalo 34-14. Derek
That's a
Carr.
big problem.
Yeah.
Do you remember like when the season started and everyone's like the Raiders are going to the Super Bowl, guys? Derek Carr
I
is
thought
the
they were
best
going to win the
quarterback.
NFC or AFC West.
I saw through their lies. They overperformed a lot last season.
They're mediocre.
I knew they wouldn't get back to the playoffs. I thought Denver would do better than they are this year, but I was half right. So I also said LA would win 8 games, and that's probably not going to happen.
Which LA, the Chargers or the
Yeah,
Rams?
the Chargers.
Oh.
You said 10.
I did say 10.
Hey, I had the Chargers going 4-12 at one point, so
The Colts,
They
or actually
lost.
the Bengals rather, survived a scary game from Indianapolis.
yeah, I think
24-23.
Chuck Pagano is going to be the first coach that gets fired this year.
Not even going to
Not-
finish the season.
No.
Ben McAdoo, I'd fire him.
Bob.
Both of them will get fired, but I think Pagano will get fired first.
And
What
then
about? Did you think Bruce Arians should get fired?
No, because they just don't have any depth on that team outside of their starters.
Dallas and Washington? Ezekiel Elliott
The
came-
best rivalry in the NFL.
Says who?
Fox.
Idiots. I blame Joe Buck.
I blame Joe Buck for a lot of things.
Ezekiel Elliott was eaten 150 yards. Don't know if he's going to be suspended.
He did not make the trip back onto the team plane.
I think his hearings
He
today.
went somewhere. So
The court.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah, I think he had
And
a court hearing today.
lastly, the Eagles proving that, well, they are just pretty much a Super Bowl favorite, even though they played the Niners.
Yeah.
Did you pick the Niners, Richard?
Oh,
He wasn't here, but yes,
he wasn't
did.
here. He picked it at Spirit. Philadelphia won 33-10. Wentz had 211 yards. Wentz probably MVP.
Front runner right now. There's Todd Gurley's in there. He won't. He's right now. He's not. But if he keeps having the season he's having, he'll be in the conversation. Deshaun Watson will be in the conversation.
Definitely.
Tom Brady's always going to be there.
Tom Brady, Tony Snow.
I think Carson Wentz will be there at the end of the year.
If
the
they
Eagles can
if they
going
win out
like
or
they are.
like they only lose one game from here, on, he'll probably win it.
Oh, I also want to highlight Houston and Seattle. The Seahawks with a game-winning drive to Graham.
That's probably the best game of the year so far, I think.
Wilson had 452 yards passing. DeAndre Hopkins for the Texans 224 yards receiving. And did that make you lose this week, Tanner, in fantasy?
Did what make me lose on fantasy?
I thought you were losing.
I did lose.
I mean, he's losing. He's lost.
I have my defense to play, but I'm down by like 25 points, so I lost.
Anything.
Who are
can
you losing
happen.
to?
Taylor's mother.
Ooh.
Ooh.
She had Melvin Gordon.
Yeah, if I would have I would have still been down, but I would have had like a shot right now if Denver's defense performed. If
Also,
I
you started Jameis Winston.
If I started Matt Stafford, but I did have Will Fuller, so
You did have Will Fuller. He did great in that Seattle game.
Yeah, I started Rivers over to Deshaun Watson
Dude,
this week.
where did Will Fuller come from? Like, I know
But-
he was a first-round pick and stuff. Maybe I guess he needed a good quarterback or something. He went
Will
from
Fuller
Notre
the
Dame.
fifth.
Yeah, I know. Who
He's
he
from.
is.
well he started
Shut
out
up.
okay last year, but then he broke his
He
collarbone.
drops a lot of balls last year, and he seemed to have not do that anymore. So
but I mean he was hurt for most of the year.
okay,
He had 2 touchdowns.
Will Fuller went to Notre Dame.
he
Yep.
did. I know that he was like the 15th overall pick 3 years ago.
Something like
No,
that.
he was a rookie last
Oh,
year.
it was last year.
That
That was a good game.
And we have Denver and Kansas City to look forward to tonight.
I think Kansas City will bounce
It is
back
at
and take it.
Arrowhead.
Yeah.
Denver didn't score against the
I think
Chargers last
we
week.
all said Kansas City was gonna bounce back and win this one anyway. But that's gonna wrap it up for Bread and Butter episode numero 16. We're driving.
We're driving.
We don't have permits.
Next week, on Wednesday, we can
You can get your license.
you see
We could-
rated R
yeah.
movies.
Yeah, we can see rated R movies
And I think
on
in
Wednesday.
some states we can buy porn or something.
Oh,
Something like that.
we'll just
but-
get it on the low
Family
for
show,
now.
Taylor. Family show.
That's a solid way to end the show.
Go Astros.
All right,
Go Rays.
later, fam.
Signing off for Richard Endall, Tim Strong, Taylor Enns, Tanner Nava. I'm Zach Fruber. We'll see you all Wednesday. Follow us on Twitter and Facebook. Have a good Monday afternoon, everybody.